There are 5 things I notice immediately about someone's voice. My friends ask me all the time, do you ever stop thinking about your voice, how somebody sounds outside of your work? And the answer is no, I can't. Because once you have the awareness of what a voice sounds like, what the patterns are, you can't really turn it off anymore. And that's not to be judging people. It's actually really fun to hear the different types of voices and the different patterns that people are using. After working for several years with speakers, singers, coaches, executives, performers, there are things that I notice almost immediately after they start talking. And I'm going to talk today about what those 5 things are. I'm Christine. I'm a vocal health and performance coach, voice therapist, and I help speakers and singers build a confident voice that they can trust and they can rely on. And if you like today's video, hit subscribe because there's a lot more goodies to come. All right, let's dive in. So what is something that I notice immediately after somebody starts talking? The first one is pacing. Are they a fast talker? Are they rushing when they're talking because they really want to get all the words out and maybe they're not breathing enough, but they're talking really fast and it's kind of hard to follow? Or maybe their pacing is much slower when they're talking. So the pacing of how somebody speaks really has a lot to do with how they sound and how they're being perceived. That's pacing. Number 2, tension. When somebody talks, it's pretty easy to identify if they're holding tension anywhere. Sometimes you can hear that there's tension in the throat. Can you see that tension? Unless their neck is popping out. Not necessarily. Sometimes they're clenching their jaw and then they're sounding like this. So there's a lot of tension in the jaw. If there's tension in the neck or in the throat, that often shows up in the voice. And sometimes there's a slight strain quality to the sound, but it's fairly easy to detect. And the person may not hear that or feel any of that. And that is because that's their actual baseline. The third one is breathing. Is the person actually taking a breath when they're talking, or are they just pausing but not actually taking a breath, and then they just continue talking, and then they end up in glottal fry because they're still talking but they haven't taken a breath yet? Or when they're breathing, is it loud breathing that they're doing? Okay, so now I'm going to say a little more. Okay, but then I want to tell you this story. Okay, but now just took another breath. Can you hear what I'm doing? So this is audible breathing. Some people, like I said, they don't breathe at all. Some people, they breathe often, or some people, they run out of air when they're talking. So that's something that comes to the surface fairly easily as well. Number 4 is clarity. So are they over-articulating when they're speaking, and is there a lot of strain in their mouth when they're speaking? As you can tell, I'm overdoing it right now. Or when they're talking, they're sounding kind of like this. Okay, now I'm glottal fry. Well, the quality just changed. And so is the voice still clear? It's not as clear anymore because now I'm in glottal fry. So that just changed the quality, that changed the clarity of the sound as well. If somebody kind of talks like this, okay, often referred to as mumbling. Yeah, I can't quite understand what this person is saying. They're just kind of mumbling. So can you hear how that's changing how I'm sounding? Yes, because right now my jaw is pretty closed when I was talking, so that's considered the mumbling speech. And the last one is confidence. Now, I'm not talking about do they sound confident. What gives them confidence is that they can trust in their voice. And that's a big one, because if you can trust your voice, that's how the confidence comes through. If you try to say something, but you're worried about how that's going to sound, that affects confidence right away. And that affects the authenticity and the identity that you speak from. So how we can trust our voice really reflects on how confident we are when we're speaking. So if confidence is something that you've been questioning about because your brain is so distracted by how you're speaking or how you're sounding, also when you're singing, the quality of your sound, and you don't like that, that's a distraction. That's a distraction that can easily be gotten rid of. Because again, confidence comes from when we can trust the voice, when we know what the voice does, regardless of whether we're talking, whether we're singing, whether we're talking a little bit, whether we talk all day. When we can rely on the voice, that's when the confidence comes through. That's when you have a voice that you can trust. And if you like this video, hit subscribe. There's a lot more voice goodies to come. And if you want some help with your voice, I also put a link below where you can schedule a call with me and we can talk about what's going on with your voice and what might be a good step for you moving forward.